local, late breaking. This is a Newswatch 12 special edition.
We've been closely following the development of the Creekside Quarter project as a major marketing and advertising push begins. Thanks for joining us for a special edition of Newswatch 12. I'm Oscar Rodriguez. With the Medford City Council moving to put the project and a transient lodging tax on the ballot, Newswatch 12 Grace Ritz is tracking the new ads and for Measure 15238.
The Medford City Council approved to put Measure 15238 on the ballot. Signs like these and interactive websites and advertisements on TV channels are being pushed forward, going from 0 to 100 since that meeting on Thursday. I was able to sit down with the mayor and dive deeper into those interactive websites to see what exactly this project brings to downtown Medford.
An opportunity to set a tone for how we steward our downtown, our green space, and our public resources. With clear communication and inclusive planning, this initiative could become a cornerstone.
Measure 15238 hit the ground running with an interactive website and advertisements and large signs all over the city after the council moved forward with putting the measure on the ballot.
Medford, this is our moment. Vote yes on Measure 15238.
There's an excitement about it from certainly a lot of the partners and the stakeholders that we have in the business community, as well as those that are excited at the premise of, or possibility of, not just the conference center, but also say, certainly the stadium component.
The website goes into detail about what the project means for travelers, sports teams, and businesses, but also shows a clear list of over 50 local businesses and politicians who are endorsing the project. Even with these endorsements, residents in Medford are questioning what these developments will bring, with one telling me that they're concerned that the revitalization is a misdirection by the city.
Commercial and residential components and all these things come together at once, and it's a pretty rare and interesting opportunity that I think overall the council has said, we would be kind of silly not to explore and continue to do that.
Reporting in Medford, I'm Grace Ritz.
The push to pass the measure isn't just from the city of Medford, but from the Emeralds as well. If the Creekside Quarter project doesn't pass, it could mean the end of the team. Newswatch 12's Daryl Green shares more in our team coverage.
That Creekside Quarter has to happen. If it doesn't happen, we're basically done. We've put almost all of our eggs into this basket at the moment.
Conversations are intensifying around Medford's Creekside Quarter project after City Council re-emphasized their commitment to pursuing development plans last week. Potential partners for the project are tracking each step of the way, as Measure 15238 is already slated for the November 4th special election ballot. For the Eugene Emeralds, the future of their 70-plus year legacy hangs in the balance.
We're not in a good spot, to be frank, right? The team is looking for a home. Major League Baseball understands that we are looking in Medford. They are tracking this diligently. So it's something that we need to fix and remedy quickly.
The Emeralds have been out of compliance with Major League Baseball since January 1st and currently fall far behind their deadline to find a new home. While the city of Medford expressed that they are remaining diligent, they also recognize the opportunity in front of them.
Clearly, there's a lot of things that have to come together, but it is interesting to not stop and recognize sort of the confluence of a lot of interesting opportunities coming at once.
The special election is less than a month away, and while a baseball stadium is not the main priority for the project, it's everything for the Emeralds. Reporting in Medford, I'm Daryl Green.
And if you plan on voting on measures like this one, you must register to vote on October 14th. For more information on this measure and voter registration, head over to kdrv.com. Now, taking a look at tonight's harvest moon, this video is sent in by Beanie Queen as the moon rises to east of Ashland. This one is extra special because it's also a supermoon, the first of the 3 back-to-back supermoons. Now, let's go ahead and check with our Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist, Matt Hoffman. Matt, how are viewing conditions looking like for tonight?
Perfect viewing. Yeah, so if you get a chance, check it out. We have clear skies throughout Southern Oregon and Northern California. Again, not only a full moon, but a super moon. So what exactly does that mean? It just means that the full moon is going to look a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter. Not anything too crazy, but it is beautiful out there tonight, and the moon set will be at 7:58 a.m. So definitely head out there, check out the full moon, and we will have 2 more super moons next month as well as December as well. Here's a look at current temperatures. We're at 68 degrees in Medford, 55 in Montague, chilly on the east side. We're already down into the upper 40s in Klamath Falls as well as Lakeview. It's 67 degrees along the coast in Brookings. Winds have diminished, a bit of a breeze though still through some of the higher terrain, but winds will continue to lighten up and temperatures will tumble tonight. We'll drop down to about 44 degrees in Medford, 56 along the coast in Brookings, and down to 31 in Klamath Falls. It's going to be a cold one on the east side, some spots even getting down into the 20s. So a chilly morning tomorrow on your Tuesday, but again, nothing but blue skies throughout southern Oregon and northern California. It won't be as blustery, especially in the Rogue Valley. So it's going to not only be, but also feel even warmer tomorrow. Highs will be well above the average. Upper 60s by the lunch hour in the Rogue Valley, and we're climbing into the 80s, up to around 84 degrees by 5 o'clock. Sunset tomorrow is at 6:41 p.m. But some big changes are around the corner. We're tracking a storm system for late in the week and likely will bring widespread wet weather to the region, especially as we wrap up the work week and head into the weekend. We'll have an update on the storm system and the timing of precipitation later this week coming up in just a bit. Oscar?
Thank you, Matt. We're continuing to track the moon complex as it's now burning for over a month. It's currently at 19,549 acres, and the lightning-caused fire remains at 10% containment. Firefighters say warm and dry weather is supporting the fire spread as fuels dry out, but the heat also prevents an opportunity to secure new containment.
Although we don't want the weather to dry out, this is a good opportunity to test our lines. Confidence is high that things will remain in place. And then once we get in towards the weekend where we're going to have that next rain event, you should see some changes on the map.
Closures remain in place for several roads and trails for the fire operations. Boaters can now obtain permits for the wild section of the river, but burn areas may be extremely hazardous and helicopters are actively pulling water from the river. CAL FIRE and California Department of Fish and Wildlife are planning to conduct a prescribed burn near Big Springs this week. CAL FIRE says the burn will be off Nelson Road and will cover 120 acres of grass and juniper to improve wildlife habitat. Burning is scheduled to take place this Wednesday, depending on weather conditions. Portions of Big Springs could see smoke impacts for a few days following the burn. Now, Jackson County Sheriff's Office is warning of 2 scams circulating the community, including one that threatens to harm kids and have been reported as missing. The Sheriff's Office says a local family received a video, which was likely AI generated, of the child restrained in a chair. The scammers then demanded payment to not harm the child. The family did confirm their child was safe, but this was the second local case in less than a month. Over 100 similar cases like this have been reported in the last 5 years. Now, in the second scam case, scammers are impersonating a deputy and calling families of a newly arrested adult in custody. The scammer asked for $1,500 for bail and another $500 for an ankle monitor before the person could be released. They gave accurate information of the adults in custody and asked for the money to be sent through a kiosk at Walmart. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up and call non-emergency dispatch. October is nationally recognized as Cybersecurity Month, and Jackson County Emergency Management is helping everyone with cyber safety. Emergency management says to create strong passwords that can be easily guessed. And if you need help creating them or can't remember them, use a password manager. They also encourage enabling multi-factor authentication for a second layer of security. And also be aware of phishing and other scams that come through email, calls, and texts. Now to some exciting news in the Rogue Valley as the Phoenix High School basketball program announced their new head coach. Medford Sports Hall of Fame and SOU alum Dennis Murphy is now the head coach of the Pirates. This morning, Coach Murphy was able to introduce himself to some of his players, and Murphy tells the players to tell their friends because if anyone's interested in basketball, he wants them to come out to the court. And of course, to learn to play hard and to have some fun.
We hope that we can make these kids, obviously better people, better basketball players, have a good experience, learn the things that are important, some discipline, some accountability, and we will. I really believe we will play hard, and harder than what most people think, and maybe even harder than most kids have ever played here.
High school football is still underway, but the basketball season looms in the near distance. It's going to be such an exciting new chapter for Murphy and his new players. And over the weekend, Grants Pass High School's marching band and color guard took first overall at the 2025 Pacific Coast Invitational. And this Saturday, they'll be hosting the 31st annual Pride of the Northwest competition. Bands around the Pacific Northwest travel to compete in this event, including Crater High School, Brookings Harbor High School, and Phoenix High School. Prelims begin at noon, with finals beginning at 5:30 p.m. Now, there are 20 days left to donate to our 35th annual Coats for Kids campaign. We have already seen tons of donations, but we want to make sure every local kid has a coat for this winter. If you have a new or gently used coat, you can drop it off at any of our 50 donation barrel locations. A full list of our barrel locations across Jackson, Josephine, and Klamath counties can be found on our website.